So, brown sitcoms. This conjures up to me Porridge.
Yep, okay. Are we talking Towers?
40 Towers, The Good Life.
Yep, okay.
Porridge.
Yeah, Porridge. I always go for political man as I am. Yes, Minister, yes, Prime Minister. I think they're very brown when you watch them, you know.
On the buses.
Yeah, on the buses.
Very of its time.
You've got Reggie Perrin.
Reggie Perrin. Well,
yes.
Of course, if you're going to go Reggie Perrin, you've got to go the ultimate, the classic brown sitcom in our eyes.
It's all brown.
It's all brown, not all brown.
Oh, not all brown.
All brown.
All brown.
It's got to be, of course, Rising Damp.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant program.
The brown of all sitcoms.
Well, I mean, the wallpaper's brown.
Yep.
The
Carpet.
the furniture's brown.
Flooring, carpet.
The flares are brown.
Very, very, very brown flares.
The cardigans are brown.
It's a hint of beige.
Just a hint of beige.
Just a hint of beige, but yeah, very, very brown.
Obviously, Miss Jones tried to glam it up a bit with her blue sunglasses she used to wear
the
when she
big
was
glasses.
Yeah, when she was a bit
when she had
a head on.
When she had a head.
And when she was in love.
Yep. Usually with Philip. Flip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flip.
Yeah.
And of course, Sol Rigsby would always try and cheer her up with a bit of Miss Jones.
Love it. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Always. Richard Beckinsale, of course.
Sadly, no
God
longer
bless him.
is,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. 32.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Unknown heart condition, I think.
And left two daughters of various beauty.
I think he was...
Kate Beckinsale, incredibly gorgeous.
Yeah,
Samantha
very much.
Beckinsale.
Maybe not so much.
Yeah.
You almost went Rigsby
Obviously
then again. So.
My God.
I don't know, bizarre. I mean, I think he was filming... I know it's a bit off, but I think he was filming something at the time. And I think he'd seen his doctor, got an MOT, if you like, only a few days before, and was all fine. Filming a TV programme, felt a bit unwell, went home that evening. And I think if, from what I've read, or what I sort of know is right, I think he'd said that that particular night he went home, but before doing so he'd spoken to someone and was sort of saying he was worried about his own mortality, like he knew something was coming.
Like he had a premonition.
Yeah, I think so. And then of course didn't turn up for rehearsals or for filming next day. I think someone went to check on him, as you know, these things happen. And yeah, it died in the middle of the night, I think. Yeah,
because also there was that thing on ITV3, Rising Damp Forever or something like that.
Yeah, see, I've not seen that.
You should watch it because it actually has. Ronnie Barker was at an award, like a BAFTA ceremony, and he actually said, you know, this is for Richard Beckinsale, and he got a bit quite choked up by Ronnie Barker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was talking about obviously Porridge.
Well, it's a shame though, because I know that obviously with Rising Damp in particular, they did the film version.
Not good.
1980, I think it was. It was more of an 80s vibe about it. It was less brown, much less brown.
Set as well, bizarrely, in Notting Hill, I think it was as well.
Yeah, they changed location.
So from like grimy, it's grim up north.
Yeah, but also I think
London.
I think the whole house was less grotty. You know, in that when you compare it to the series.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be that maybe with the series filmed at ITV or Granada or Thames or whichever one it might have been at the time, one of the franchises, it was filmed on old tape. So it gave it again that brownness.
But again, I don't like the movie. It doesn't work because they've taken classic episodes, which for me are brilliant.
Yeah.
And they've just completely sort of refilmed them without a studio audience. And film it located. It just doesn't work.
No.
And setting it in London just doesn't work.
No.
Either.
But also, I always find that character that replaced Richard Beckinsale. So it's not Alan, it's not the same character, but it's a very, very similar character.
He's the guy from Only When I Laugh.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's nothing against him. He's, you know, he does a good job, I think, with what they've given him. But I think he was trying to go into it, and I mean, he must have known as an actor going into doing that film, he must have known that he got it because Beckinsale had passed away.
Yeah, big shoes to fill.
Yeah, hugely. But I think they gave that character less screen time because of it, which was probably a good thing in hindsight, but it doesn't work for me, not compared to the TV episodes.
Yeah, and obviously us talking about Beckinsale and Barker leads us nicely into Porridge, which although we're classing as a brown sitcom,
I'd say it's more grey.
More grey.
Set
in Her Majesty's Prison Slade.
Filmed at the outside, done at Chelmsford, wasn't it? Chelmsford Prison, yeah.
Obviously, studio set in, supposed to be in Northumberland or Cumbria or something.
Cumbria. All
right.
Yeah. All right. Old Mackay,
who mentions
Fulton Mackay, of course.
Goodbye. Love it.
Yeah. Again, Richard Beckinsale all over. Great in that show. You know, that worked again. I know that series. There's 3 series of that, was there? 2 Christmas. I think there was 3 series, 2 Christmas specials.
Yeah.
I think if I'm right, the series 3 didn't have Richard Beckinsale in it. The character had left jail and gone already, or I think so. Maybe the second half of that You know, they filled it out with the ancillary sort of characters, and then they obviously went on to do, what was it called? The follow-up to it.
What, Going
Straight. That was it.
With a young Rodney, wasn't he?
Yeah, Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Yeah.
Playing one of Fletcher's sons.
Fletcher's kids.
Yeah. Actually, had his only son, I think, because he had a daughter and a son, didn't he, Ingrid? And don't worry if what you can hear, it's just the flight, but we're sitting under the flight path at the moment. So.
We're on the main approach to Heathrow. It's all right, everyone. It's okay.
Be prepared. Don't worry. There might be some more brown in a minute, so it's all fine.
Yeah. We're going to shoot off to Miami after this.
I think we need to. Obviously, this is going to take off massively. This little podcasty kind of thing we're doing here.
We hope so. We hope you're enjoying it so far, folks.
Look, it's a bit of fun for us all. It's basically, as a side note, really the kind of backstory of what this is. Us two.
That's Eel Mad-A.
Yeah, Eel Mad-A here. We work together and we have a lot of mutual interest in what most people find is rubbish, in all honesty. And it is, you know, but we also know, and this is kind of where we've known each other for almost 4 years. And there's a lot we have in common in terms of the kind of TV programmes and the music, the movies, which you're going to hear things about in the subsequent episodes, and it's things we've got in common, basically things we like, and it's only by having a laugh about these things that we've suddenly discovered that we both like a lot of the same crap, basically a lot of the same rubbish.
And we're sharing this crap with you.
Yeah, because there's bound to be other people who, surely there's got to be other people out there, we know this, that like brown sitcoms, or what we termed, well, your wife termed brown sitcoms.
She did.
Or brown programmes.
Brown sitcoms, brown programs. Anything from the 70s she calls brown. So
which, you know, and it's quite fitting, it's quite apt, I think, because as we said at the beginning of this, they are very brown.
Yeah. I mean,
the majority.
Look at, again, one of my favourites, I know one of yours, or Whatever Happened to
Whatever
the
Happened to
Lads.
The Likely Lads, the original series, obviously black and white, older, very, very northern, don't get me wrong, that's where it was set. That's where it was, Newcastle, yeah. Of course, yeah, Geordies. But it was, I think when you go and watch that compared to Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads, when they came back, it was colour, it was all these things, well, brown, of course.
Brown, of course.
But when they went into the action, it was a completely different vibe to the series, and it just worked so much better.
I really liked it. I like the dynamic of Bob has grown up. He's engaged to Thelma.
He's got
wants to move on.
Yeah,
he's very middle class.
Very middle class.
Cars and the lifestyle.
He's got the detached. He's got the car. He's got the wife.
Terry comes out of the army, nowhere to go, living back home with his mum.
Doesn't really do anything else other than what he did before.
Yeah,
if anything, slightly less.
Betting, gambling, drinking,
he used
smoking.
to in the original series. They both used to work together at the factory.
That's right.
Whereas, yeah, when they come back, he's not working at that. I don't think anyway.
He's just on the dole. Bob's got his middle class aspirations.
Yeah, works in an office. All that sort of
construction company.
He's got the suit. He's got all that long hair.
Got the kipper tie.
Big kipper tie. Very 70s, Reagan
wing collars,
hair. It's all there.
It's all there. It's all there.
I can't remember. Is it the first episode of Whatever Happened when Terry comes
train.
back? They're on a train, are they?
They're on a train, and Bob's reminiscing about an old friend he had called Terry or whatever, and Terry's like reading the paper and just listening.
Yes,
and then they realise it's him he's talking about.
Yes.
And then and then they move on.
I'm not quite sure how many years have passed between Like Lads and Whatever Happened.
Well,
is it
as Terry Collier would tell you, it's 5 years. 5 years in the army. 5 years he gave his life to the army.
Yeah, of course. And he got married to
Doesn't like to talk about it.
Doesn't like to talk about it.
Yeah, Inga, I think it was.
Inga,
like
yes, it could
He's got a tattoo of her name on his bum.
Yes, that's right. That's
Something
right.
along those lines. Yeah. Doesn't like to talk about his 5 years in the army. Yep. He's seen things that had, scared the life out of Bob. And
am I right in saying as well, with the subsequent episodes of Whatever Happened to You learn that Thelma knew them. Did she know them when they were kids as well? They were maybe in the same school or something like that. Not necessarily the same class, but the same school perhaps. So she knows of Bob and Terry before.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always been Bob and Thelma. Because I think the one where Bob and Thelma get married, Terry gives them the photo album, and he says it's always been Bob and Thelma ever since they met when they were 11 or something.
Yeah,
those lines.
That's right.
Whatever the school's called.
But she was never mentioned in the original Like Lad series when they worked at the factory together. As far as I know, and as far as I can recall, I'm no expert on this, and a lot of episodes have been wiped as well, sadly. BBC and not only BBC, ITV, I think it did it as well. They used to wipe a lot of programmes because
they
didn't foresee the resale or the rebroadcast value.
But also they were creating space, and they needed the tapes again.
Yeah,
bizarrely.
I mean, back then when it was huge tapes.
Back then, big reel-to-reel tapes, obviously a rare commodity, and you had to delete programs.
Whereas now, obviously, you can fit everything onto a phone. You can do so much. You can fit basically. You can. You can fit all that on. So it's such a shame because there's so many episodes of these things. Like Lads in particular that have been wiped. never to be broadcast, and the only time they may exist is if someone very luckily, I know these things get brought up every now and then, had sort of some sort of recording of it way back when.
Someone might have VHS'd it or Betamaxed it in their day and willing to give it back to the BBC.
Sometimes the directors or producers of the show sometimes do their own things, I think, their own versions of things, I think. But yeah, a lot of shows I think were missing episodes, but again, it's that era of brownness.
Yeah.
That era.
I mean, what else? I mean, we got The Good Life. I mean, that was brown with a splash of colour, because obviously Margot and Jerry next door were quite colourful in comparison to Tom and Barbara's down to earth, obviously self-sufficiency.
Yeah, I think if you look at that programme and the sort of two couples, you would say that Tom and Barbara were the brownness in that, whereas Margot and Jerry were just they were bringing the colour into that show.
Again, couple with middle class aspirations.
Yep.
Slightly looking down their nose at their neighbours, slightly sneering.
But always misjudged. I mean, Margot more. I think Jerry wasn't so much. I think Margot was more of the was the snobby character.
Jerry just liked to drink.
Yeah, and he did, but he also didn't. I don't think he looked down on Tom Barbara as much as Margot did. Maybe a little bit.
He could see what they were trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Whereas Margot thought they were bringing down the area, the streets of Surbiton,
the pigsty in the back garden, all these sort of things.
Geraldine the donkey, not donkey, Geraldine the goat running off,
Geraldine the goat,
eating everything.
Yeah. And the what was their wine they used to drink? The homebrewed wine. What was
metal wine or something like that, wasn't it?
That ironically, that I always find is very similar to Reggie Perrin.
Yes.
Because
wasn't it his brother-in-law?
Yeah, the brother-in-law, the army. No, I think wasn't it his son-in-law? Wasn't it I think his brother-in-law was. Oh, I can't remember the actor's name now.
Was it Jeffrey Palmer who was in the army?
Jeffrey Palmer was the army. That's
Bit
the
of a
brother-in-law.
cock up on the catering front.
That's the brother-in-law.
That's the one.
And then the son-in-law, was this
sort of proto-hippie.
Yeah, a bit hipster. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Very 70s again. Brown clothes, a lot of corduroy.
Brown moustache.
Brown moustache. A lot of corduroy. Very 70s.
A lot of friction going on as you walked.
There was a lot of friction. But yeah, you had him, and he used to brew sort of nettle wines and things like that as well, I think. Because again, apologies if I'm not quite right in this, when in the second series of Reggie Perrin.
Is that when he came back as his own cousin?
That was, towards the latter part of that series, he opened the grot shops.
That's right, the grot
shop.
shop.
And they started selling that wine in it. I think I'm right in saying that.
And
I
think you're right.
It was anything that was useless, essentially,
anything that was
wasn't
broken or useless suddenly become.
Yeah,
but then he got in this never-ending circle of escaping his life, going back to his life.
Yeah.
It all happened again. He left Sunshine Desserts for a new life.
It's always the same group of people.
Opened the grot shop.
Always the same group of people, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously with grot, he started, once it took off, he started employing all his old former bosses and colleagues.
That's right.
And friends and family. And then obviously
Joe the secretary, the busty secretary.
So obviously Reggie Perrin, the most famous thing obviously is at the end of series 1, he goes and leaves his clothes and goes into the sea. That's the whole point of we refer to it, don't we, as doing a pairing. And I think most people, everyone does. And even we've joked about it before about doing a pairing.
Just a pile of clothes on the beach.
But of course, when it comes to the second series, am I right in saying at the end of that one, it was not only Reggie, it was his wife as well. I think.
Yeah, because didn't they go off to a commune or something?
I think for season 3, or series 3, we're British after all. I think they started a commune. I think.
Or they joined something.
I'll be honest.
Stand out about a commune.
It waned somewhat.
Because his cousin, he pretended to be his own cousin from Australia, who then she fell in love with.
But she knew it was him anyway.
She knew it was him anyway. It was all very convoluted.
I'll be honest. Yeah. When it comes to Reggie Perrin, I think series 1 is the ultimate.
It all got very convoluted, didn't it?
It did. Series 1 was the better one by far because it was unique at the time.
But something we've also noticed with these brown sitcoms is a lot of crossover of the same character appearing in all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, not the same actor.
Yeah, same actors.
Appearing in all of them as various characters.
Yeah, you get a lot of actors that appear in all these things. I mean, Jeffrey Palmer, ironically, you mentioned about being Reggie Perrin's brother-in-law, which he is, and he's done a lot. I mean, I know, slightly going to the side, he done things like Butterflies. I think it was Butterflies, wasn't it? The husband.
Butterflies.
Which ironically had Nicholas Lyndhurst, I think, again another one, the son. Again, another crossover of a character of an actor.
He was in Fawlty Towers as the doctor who just wanted sausages.
Jeffrey Palmer was brilliant. I've got to say, I do love that episode, The Kipper and the Corpse. I think it was. I do like that. That's
and going back to The Good Life, Paul Eddington, who was Jerry, was obviously in one of your favourites, Yes Minister.
Yeah, he was Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister as the Right Honourable James Hacker. Yeah, I do like that, I must admit. And it's funny because I think I first caught that on one of the many repeats of all these programs. I think it was on BBC Two in daytime when I was.
Other channels are available.
Absolutely, yeah. We're not in it for advertising, but if you do want to use it for advertising, by all means. But I think I saw that. Yeah, when I was at school, I think, and I saw it on a replay, or on BBC Two again, other channels. But it just sort of hooked me. But again, that's very brown. It's ministerial brown.
It's again a lot of brown. You've got a lot of wood panelling in the offices. A lot of brown drinks, ice scotch, brandy,
brown suits,
brown flares again,
brown everything
brown
again.
kipper ties again.
Yep.
Brown wing collars.
Yeah, I mean, more so for Yes Minister compared to Yes Prime Minister. Prime Minister, they moved away. Ironically, I think they moved more into the grey territory with that. as odd as it is, I think it got later. And
well, it's politics. There's no black and white. It's grey.
I think grey replaced the brown. That's in the sitcom world. That's what I think it did. But again, great series. Again, but a lot of people in it, to and fro in. Just a lot of the same sort of actors cropping up. But again, you think of Good Life, Margot. I can never remember her name. Yeah, but she appeared in quite a few things. Again in that sitcom world. To the Manor Born.
To the Manor Born.
Bit later. I think that was maybe early 80s. I think that stretched into the early 80s.
Yeah, that's probably 80s. But not so brown because being in the country, a lot of green.
A lot of green. Yeah, again, maybe being in the early 80s, it went from brown to grey to green. It went down that road.
Natural progression.
Yeah, I think so. But of course, one of the main stars. If you mention To the Manor Born,
I know where you're going with
there's
this.
a certain person you have to mention, and
was he also in an episode of Rising Damp by any chance?
He was. He played Hilary de Vere, I think it was.
Bit of an air about him.
Suave,
bit thespy,
bit cavalier. There's all these things.
Rocked a good tash.
Yeah, very, very good tash. I mean, he himself went on to do. I got this feeling he did a program again, maybe in the later 80s, which Geoffrey Palmer was also in, and they both played the same character, or it was something along these lines. Was it Executive Stress, maybe something like that?
I think you go on your own.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think that's got some sort of vague tingling in my memory, so to speak. But yeah, ironically, we're going to talk about this in
future episodes.
In future episodes about this particular actor appeared in a lot of the other programs that we will be talking about, things like the ITC series coming soon, and things like that. And of course, the actor does he really need to be said? It's the one only